back in this thing with some more free game, man. And y'all know I like that newer black and white, man. And I just wanted to hop on here. I turned my comments off today because I was inspired, man. I was just doing my wealth walk like I normally do in the morning before I go out and distribute my value stream smart cards. And I was walking through the neighborhood and I was like, man, I gotta do a live stream, man. So I wanted to do a live stream about like value and truth and how easy it is to identify truth in words, like the words people use. And I always relate it around business because when you are an entrepreneur and you understand what wealth looks like what real wealth looks like, you know that there's another side. And I don't find too many people talking about the other side of wealth. So I wanted to do a live stream and just freestyle to show people, one, that I know what I'm talking about and have no fear deep diving in the topic, and two, capitalize off of me looking at how I use YouTube as a job because I'm serious about my product, man. Like, I use this platform for educational purposes myself and as a business, you know what I'm saying? That's how everyone uses it. I believe everyone has their own way of using it, but I use it like this. All right, so to relate it back to philosophy and metaphysics, it's in my humble opinion that artillerymen make the best philosophers. If you were artillerymen, and an artilleryman, an old artilleryman, or if you were in artillery, army artillery, marine artillery, just artillery, like war, shooting cannons, fire direction and control, you understand truth and precision and data and metaphysics, things in solar, polar shifting, rotation of the earth, drift, things that are out of man control, but you can't miss. You can't miss as an artilleryman. So it's my opinion. That's why I relate to entrepreneurs. Like, who are the best entrepreneurs but don't know it? You know what I'm saying? I give it to people from my perspective. I say field artillerymen because we have a keen sense of integrity and truth. Like, you cannot lie. If you are an artillery person in the military, you can't lie when you do your job or you go to jail because of what's at stake as an artillery person. So when you transition out of service and you become an entrepreneur and you sell a product, it has to work because of the mindset you develop in the military as an artillery person. A lot of people don't know that. So that's why I had to, start telling my truth. And I'd be like, hey, man, what you see is what you get. This is me, Dinospumonibeatz. I'm a wealth creator. I sell value stream smart cards. This is what I do for a living as a retired at 30. I'm 39 now, and I've been doing this since I was 16. I just happened to go into service as an artillery person, and I correlated artillery to business. And I know people lie, so I incorporated what I learned at war. What happens when you lie at war? When you lie at war, lives are at stake. I just remember what happened at war and channeled that energy into a product. Now I sell like my philosophy on Amazon in a book called Legacy Tech. And I do this every day. I just pitch my product every day and it generates revenue. I don't, it's harder than people think though. Like, it's hard to get on this camera and tell the truth. You know what I'm saying? People don't know what the truth looks like. People don't know what wealth looks like. most artillery people, or people who served as an artillery person in life, don't know what wealth looks like until they meet somebody like me, and I have to let them know what wealth looks like. Wealth is the truth. Like, if you were artillery at war like me, most haven't did that. So I'll be like, hey man, relax, you know, let me put you on to what the truth looks like. If you actually had to save lives, like provide indirect fire for people when you were like 20 years old, if you missed, you're going to jail. That's a lot of stress when you had to play that game for real. So making income and distributing a product and everything like that is very easy. But people who never experience truth for real, that's hard. When you never had to go out on your own and really generate anything because of a job or a career or anything like that. So now I offer my services forever until I expire, because I was an artilleryman. And I know when people aren't keeping it real for real when they do shit, because you miss. Like, people missed their target. Like, you missed. So it's a unique skill to look at someone and be like, you full of shit. Like, how they be like, how you know I'm full of shit? I'll be like, because I was in the artillery, I can tell. They be like, how can you tell? I'll be like, I am very good at metaphysics. Metaphysics set me up for success, and people don't know what that shit is. I'm like, that's how businesses operate metaphysically. They be like, what the fuck is that? I'll be like, man, the army taught me that shit. I was in the artillery, and I had to do that shit for real. They be like, what you mean for real? I'd be like, I was at war for real. Like, I had to kill, I had to save, I had to provide, I had to convince, I had to do human shit for real. People ain't used to being human, and it's interesting to me now. So I help people see the king. Like, you gotta see the king. And my business is built off of the Apocrypha and the Hebrew scriptures and Judaism and Christianity and Taoism and all that shit, because I have experience with all of it. Like real life living with the people. Most have never lived with nobody else but their own kind. I've lived with them people. With us, we're all the same, and that's hard to swallow. So I'll be like, no, you lying. This how you lie. This how I know you lying. Look at this card. Bow. They be like, oh shit. Moments of clarity. It's expensive. That's an expensive talent. But like, follow, share, and subscribe, man, if you're interested. I'm going to link the book, Legacy Tech, The Future of Wealth in the Economy, based off of an artilleryman's perspective. I highly recommend you read this. I wrote this like 2 months ago, but it's based off of 20-some years of real life experience, war, and how digital age is now. It's a digital divide, so fear not. You can snap out of it. There's a way to snap out of what's going on. Peace. Like, follow, share, and subscribe if y'all rocking with it.